We are excited for episode 11.
Yes!
Right? Episode 11.
Like day 70 of this stuff. Isn't that crazy?
It's like...
Let's not even talk about it. That's so sad. Whatever.
We're glad that this episode's happening. We have some great stuff going on. We got some...
movie bracket tonight.
The movie bracket.
Round 2
we have a lesson.
results.
We have a game.
Yep.
We have fun stuff happening. Talent show stuff.
Talent show. Ooh, so much fun.
So we're glad that you guys are here. Strap in.
It's gonna be good stuff. Just a couple of announcements before we get started. So
strap in.
Sorry. Kind of the what I've been told through our eldership is that Youth Night Live might be happening through the summer.
Sure.
So we have at least an end date of when Youth Night Live is supposed to, unfortunately, come to an end, so that we can get back in person with our own youth groups and stuff like that. But so at least we have something that we can look forward to through the summer. At least we know a date. We've got a date now, so that's some encouraging news there.
Yeah.
Also, want to let everybody know that if we can get to 150 live attendees, then we will do the nose and toes. Ethan will wax his toes, and I will wax my nose.
Yes.
Not the outside, but the inside.
But we're gonna put it all. You're gonna cover it up, and then we're just gonna
Q-tips
like Michael
inside
Jackson.
and whoop.
No. Gonna pull your nose
I have
off.
no idea what that means. Okay. And then if we can get to 200 live attendees, then we will do the Toe of Satan challenge. So these are going to stay in their box until we can get people to share these videos and get their friends online. So we would love for you guys to get on multiple devices if you want to. We don't care. And invite some friends. There's a share button just below this video. You can click share. It gives you the link. You can copy it, and then you just text some people and say, hey,
those numbers up.
We want you to watch this. Ethan and I are doing that. Like, my mom is watching this. This is kind of weird.
That's cool. I wish my mom would watch.
This is something that I think my in-laws have watched before. So
I wish my in-laws would watch.
So just...
My family doesn't care about me. So you guys got to step it up for me, okay?
I'm very loved.
Come on. I'm not. Pump it up. Pump it up. We're so glad. And we have more incentives at the end of this episode.
Yes, so, and the way that you have to be entered into the drawing is you have to be active in that chat in order for your name to pop up, so that we can pick names, so that we know who we can send a surprise to.
Surprise. I think this week I'm gonna do gift cards.
Gift cards this week? Yeah.
I don't know about you.
I've got an idea.
You got an idea? Okay,
It'll
cool.
be at the end of the show.
So be on the live chat, and I'm gonna give it like a $25 gift card.
Woo!
So it's a big one.
In the chat, $25. I like it. So so I think that's it. Do we have anything else?
No. Bubba's here.
Bubba. And we're here. We have no beards.
Yes.
And this is week 11. And so
get ready for Youth Night Live! Hey guys, we are really excited. We challenged y'all last week to send us stuff for our Youth's Got Talent.
Yeah.
And so we are very excited that we got these 3 entries. And so from Westo, we have Nathan, and he sent a video. And I think his talent is trick shot / video production / filming / directing /
Getting his
running. So Nathan Williams, here's a video.
I'm Nathan.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.
All right. I mean, that was
something. That was great.
Nathan.
And Nathan has a future.
I mean,
in this.
he
Yeah,
does.
So.
Steven Spielberg, look out.
Yeah.
So next up, we have Allison Barnett. Allison Barnett, she is in color guard at Mansfield High School. And so she is about to show us how she can do a triple, which apparently takes a lot of muscle work. It's hard to do. It takes training.
Is it with the flag?
It's with the flag.
Like a triple.
Yep, a triple with the flag.
Okay, cool.
All right, so here is Allison with her flag trick.
That was bad, but yeah.
All right, and then
Wow.
I mean, that was pretty cool, right?
I couldn't do that for sure.
I mean,
might do a single.
I
Maybe a
tried to
double.
flip one time, and the pole
Don't
just
flip at me.
smacked me
No,
right
it
in the
didn't.
face. Yes, it did. It's hard. Color guard is hard.
I almost dated a girl. That was in the color guard, and it didn't work out.
Nope, not color guard. Not color guard. Not color guard.
Look at him.
Sorry. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to bring up the past.
And finally, it's a live show. It's
Finally.
okay.
Finally.
And finally, for our Youth's Got Talents, we're going to end with Judy Johnston. And this is, she's very talented. And she's got a painting for you. So watch this.
So that was great, Judy. That's beautiful painting.
Yep, great stuff.
We really appreciate everyone that has sent us in. We want to continue this. So if you have any talent, any trick shot, any sport thing, if you're just lifting weights and you're like, look how much I can lift, anything like that, send it to us on a video via text message.
I mean, and like Ethan said, I mean, trick shots, we're open to those.
Yes.
I mean, I bet you that Nathan Myhills, I know you're watching.
Yeah.
I know that you cannot come up with a good trick shot.
Bet.
All right.
Also, yeah. Come on, guys. This is about y'all. So send it to N. Send it to N. Send it to us. Send it in to us. Send it to us in.
All right. So that's the end of the segment.
Yeah, that's great. Next we have a lesson.
See you a sec. No, it's not. It's the bracket.
Next is the bracket. Hey guys.
Hey everybody. Welcome back.
Yes, and welcome back to our guests,
Yes.
our movie expert
Nate
panels.
Bundy and Rylan Millette. Thank you guys so much for being here, you guys.
Give them a round of applause.
Yes, round of applause.
Golf clap. Golf clap.
So again, we're so excited. Listen, Ethan, you guys,
Brandon.
We had a ridiculous voting round this time.
Yeah, we had
this
like
time
130 people.
130 people vote.
Goodness.
There were some major upsets that might have happened. Overtime kind of things.
And then there was
came
some
right down
close
the wire.
Close stuff.
Came
too.
right down the wire for some of them, but
Yeah.
there was also some that just completely blew out of the water. So I'm really excited.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna get right into it. So we're gonna first start off with the popcorn region. We're gonna start off in the popcorn region. So we had the number 1 seed Marvel Avengers versus the number 8 seed Spider-Man.
Yeah, this is Tom.
90 votes to 39 votes on that.
This is the
2002 Tobey Maguire. Yep.
The Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi?
Raimi.
I think that's right.
Yeah, that's Spider-Man, the trilogy.
That's no surprise there. That's kind of the outcome that I kind of expected. I thought 39 for Spider-Man, that was a respectable amount of votes, but pretty much what I expected.
What did you think, Rylan? I mean, was that what you expected, or did you agree with?
I was honestly surprised by this one, just because I figured Spider-Man being like a single character, and so all the Spider-Man lovers would rally around Spider-Man versus the Avengers is just kind of everybody. And I kind of like the single character movies myself, so I was kind of surprised that people went for the Avengers ones. And if they were going to go for the Avengers, I would say go for like some of the later ones. But so I was honestly surprised by this one, and there are a lot in this round that I was surprised about. I think you'll find. So
I was talking with a friend just last night, and I think that Avengers 1 might have been the best of all the Marvel Cinematic Universes. Like, as far as at the time, man, that was so good. I'm all about the Avengers more than the single characters. So
I'm not surprised,
But I am disappointed. I expected Avengers to win, but Spider-Man is a special place in my heart. Before the Disney bought Marvel, before Marvel was anything, there was Spider-Man, and Spider-Man was iconic. Spider-Man was great, and then Spider-Man 3 came out and just killed it. But other than that, I just love that those 3 Spider-Man movies. But
exactly.
so yeah, I mean, it was good, but I didn't.
Avengers guys.
Yeah, it's different. It's just a different type
so
of.
good.
Yeah, it's great. That's a good matchup though, for sure.
All right, so next up we have the number 4 seed of Despicable Me versus the number 5 seed of Shrek. And the number 4 seed ended up losing to Shrek 47 to 82.
Yeah.
And I think this is expected for 2 reasons. For 2 reasons. Number 1, I have a belly laugh in Shrek. When the little things are doing the
it's a
Duloc.
small world.
Yeah. Hilarious.
Yeah.
That is so funny. I think that
The town instructions.
yes. Oh my goodness.
Wipe your face, tie your shoes, mow the grass.
They
all that stuff,
know they made a kids movie, but they made it to where adults could go into the movie theater and love it, and that's
Yes.
why Shrek. I obviously needed to get the win on that one.
Yes, for sure. Rylan, what did you think about that matchup?
I'm gonna be honest. I was
Surprised about this one too.
And just because I love Shrek, and Shrek was always Shrek. I love Shrek, but I feel like not for like my age, but I know a lot of younger kids. Shrek has become more of like a meme than anything else, and not really like a respectable movie, but more of a meme. And Despicable Me, I feel like it is a very good movie. Like I was watching it the other day with my sisters,
I love it.
and they really pulled through with the characters, and like it was just an interesting story that I had never heard told before. And with the minions were so lovable, and the kids were so lovable, and Gru was such an interesting character. I thought they did amazing with Despicable Me. And so just
agree.
because
It's not Shrek.
and for me, I like Shrek better. That was my personal choice, but I felt like some of the young kids they just see it as a meme, so they would have voted for.
But I think you also underestimate the power of the meme, man. Just
You're probably right. You're
like
probably right.
even if it's dank or whatever, if it's a meme, it's in front of their face and they're familiar with it. So
Yeah, you're right about that.
That's one of the reasons why I think
Shrek won that round was, yes, it's iconic, but because it's a meme, everyone's like, oh, we're gonna, Shrek is life, right? Or get out of my swamp. Like those things, like what are you doing in my swamp? Those are Shrek things, and that's where they, that respect I think comes from the memes, but not necessarily as a movie, but as pop culture.
Yeah.
And that's why it won.
All right, so this one is going to be, that's one of our first upsets, right? So our second upset comes in the very next one, which is the number 3 seed of Dark Knight versus the number 6 seed of Indiana Jones. Dark Knight loses 45 votes to 84 votes.
Yes. And
okay, so listen. Indiana Jones is iconic. I love Indiana Jones. I grew up on Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, but in my opinion, there is no the best superhero movie ever made is The Dark Knight in my mind. It's better than the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but better than the original Supermans. It is the best ever, and I just have a hard time that I could have. The loss would have been more palatable to me if it would have been closer, but 84 to 45, The Dark Knight did not get the love that it has earned. It didn't get the love that it should have. I think Dark Knight should run away with it. Nothing against Indiana Jones. I think that it goes up against a lot. I said last week, I think the popcorn side of the bracket was the strongest side of the bracket. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, for me, not to disagree with you again, but Indiana Jones, I am a big soundtrack person, so I love a good soundtrack, and Indiana Jones has an iconic soundtrack. So I would choose it purely just for that. But the movie's amazing.
it's also iconic. I mean,
it's not old. If that's what you mean by old, it being iconic. It's not old like Indiana Jones, but Dark Knight soundtrack is also really good, right? I'm just pushing back against that. To Nate's point about how it's like like Dark Knight's like one of the best ever. I think it was when it came out, but I think it's in the shadows now. It's in the shadows for the 10 years of Marvel. The 10 years that I don't know how many movies of that Marvel has. I agree with you. It's one of the best, but I think it is overshadowed by the longevity of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where you have 3 movies compared to 10 years of movies with Marvel. You know what I mean?
I think that in 10 years, people will look back and they will all say Dark Knight. Like they'll say, yes, this was a huge movie franchise, but as far as a single movie, Batman, the Dark Knight is just superior. And I love MCU. I love it, but it's not the Dark Knight.
and I love Dark Knight, and it's not.
It's not as gritty or as compelling as Dark Knight is, but because it's more popular, and that's why like I said, that is this, it's just more popular.
All
so
right,
we
Nate.
gotta get going.
All right, so we're moving on to the number 2 seed of Toy Story, 72 votes, versus the number 7 seed of Rocky with 57 votes. A little close on there.
Yeah.
What's the difference on that one?
15
15 votes.
So Toy Story won by 15 votes. I think I'm not very good at math, but 15 votes. And to me, I love Rocky.
Yeah.
It's just a weird matchup. I have a cartoon.
It's definitely
a kids
weird.
movie. Not all kids have seen all of the Rockies, so me personally, I think it's a weird matchup. What do you think, Rylan?
Well, for me, I think I've seen Rocky, but it's been a few times, and it was far in between times. So Toy Story was definitely the choice for me, just because Toy Story is Toy Story. But so I really had no reference for how everyone else was going to choose.
Yeah.
But
I think Rocky put up a good fight, but the results that we got were the results that should have happened. Toy Story should have won, and it just for the simple fact that Rocky was more of, the audience was much smaller than the audience of Toy Story. Anyone could go into Toy Story and watch it and love it and enjoy it, from small children all the way up to the elderly. But Rocky, was more towards an adult audience that would enjoy fighting and all that kind of stuff. It just wasn't as appeal to as wide of an audience.
I think that's a good point. Yeah.
That was the popcorn region. Now we're getting into the icy region. So
Actually, the next is
the nachos.
is
Excuse me, the nachos
Sorry.
region. The nachos region. So the nachos region. Number 1 was Harry Potter. The number 1 seed is Harry Potter. 66 votes versus the number 8 seed MIB of 63.
Men in Black.
Men in Black
63
63.
to 66.
So only 3 votes there.
Yeah,
what happened?
I think we can all agree that shouldn't have happened. It's too close. Harry Potter deserves more than that, and Men in Black does not deserve that much, right? I think Harry Potter is not just iconic; it spans over multiple generations, and like you said, with
I
Toy
still
Story,
read the books every single year.
The books alone.
Every year I read the books,
and those movies bring those books to life, maybe in a different way. But I mean, they have they have a theme part of Universal Studios for Harry Potter. Like Men in Black, who? Like real? Like that's what I'm trying to say. It's like it shouldn't have happened like this. We're glad that Harry Potter won. It lives to fight another day, but it was too close. And I think you guys would agree.
Yeah.
I think maybe Men in Black might have gotten a lot of votes, just people who didn't like Harry Potter. I don't know if they were just voting against Harry Potter, maybe. But
who doesn't like Harry Potter? That's what I don't get, is who doesn't. I haven't met many people who don't like Harry Potter. So if some of y'all were voting like trolls, then stop it. Okay, if you were being trolls, stop it. This isn't this is a serious thing that we're doing here.
He will find you
And hurt you. He'll make them talk. He's still into the Dark Knight right now, but yeah. So that was interesting for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so number 4, Mission Impossible, 51 votes. Number 5, Lion King, 78 votes. So Lion King, again, won on that one. And here's my frustration, okay?
Yeah.
Because what it's going to come down to on all these movie franchises is the second and third movie and so on better or just as good as the first. And Lion King is not better in the second and third movie.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible is consistently so much better. And so I'm really upset about this.
I agree with you. The only weak spot, and it doesn't make up for this. The only weak spot is the second movie. And a lot of people would agree, but the rest, I mean, there's 6 movies, right, Nate? 6?
Weak spot is everything after the first movie. Yeah. That's the thing. You have the Lion King, and then the Lion King terrible after that. Everything after that. So you said everything for me, Brandon. That was exactly my thought. It was the biggest travesty of this week was that vote right there. But I'll stop there. Roland, I'm sure you disagree with me.
Actually, I do disagree with you. No, I don't. No, actually, I think you're right. But my vote was for Lion King just because I included the play, the musical, in mine because I remember being as a kid, my parents would always take me to that musical if it was ever there. So I think I saw it 7 times total by now. And so that was just one of my favorite things. And I remember because they have like the costumes of the animals.
The
come down the
musical
aisle.
is fantastic, but it's
So
booty.
I included that, but I agree. The second and third movie just were not that great. But
Yeah.
All right, so number 3 seed of the Hunger Games, 35 votes, versus number 6, Back to the Future, 94 votes. This is a no-brainer for me.
It's a win, y'all. That is, I consider that we don't have to worry about our future. We don't have to worry about anything anymore. COVID's over because of this right here. I appreciate this down to my core. Back to the Future, I rewatched it recently. It's on Netflix. All 3 are on Netflix, and it's such a well done movie franchise. Mm-hmm. Like Nate said last week, it's episode 3 is a little weak, but it they had to wrap it up somehow, and they did the best that they could, I think. Now, I like Hunger Games books. I was greatly disappointed with how they adapted it to the movie, and I never really liked it personally. But that's just me. I'm a true fan of the books.
All right, and so in number 2 seed of Captain America, 68 votes versus number 7 seed, Night of the Museum, of 61 votes. Again, a very, very close match there. What do you think that was about, Ethan?
I don't know. I think what we said last week greatly influenced a lot of the voters. And actually, I went in there and I voted 100 times myself for Night of the Museum. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. No, but no. I think we've never had a good Captain America story until this Captain America came out, and when he did, the hype was up there, and it was and they delivered on that hype. Mm-hmm. Maybe they didn't extend that to the the next movies, whatever. Night of the Museum also I think is it kind of creeped up on our society a little bit. It was good, but no one knew it was good until they saw it. And so I think because of that, there was less hype, and so Captain America is cherished more in that sense, if that makes sense. And so I'm not surprised. I'm a little disappointed, but not ludicrously disappointed to where I thought, if I was a betting person, I would have bet on Captain America, if that makes sense. So, what do you think, Ryland?
Captain America won it, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. By
close. It was close.
By 1?
7.
No, 7.
7. Yeah. My prediction for my youth group, I don't know about Ethan's, was that they would vote for Marvel if they don't really connect with whatever else is against it. So I just feel like not that many people. I feel like Night of the Museum is dying out. You know what I mean? I definitely loved that one, but I feel like in the next 10, 20 years, people are not going to know. They're not going to know about it. So it's not standing the test of time. So I think that's why Captain America might have had the advantage there.
Yeah.
Nate, what are your thoughts, Nate?
I have stuff that I can add, but I need to wait till we get further on in the results of the bracket, because I think there's some Marvel things here that are connected that I find interesting, and so we've only gone through Avengers and Captain America. We still have the results to go through with Thor and Iron Man. So I'll wait till we get through to those to kind of give you my stuff.
All right, so we're going to move on to the Icy Region. The Icy Region, so the number 1 seed of High School Musical, thank the Lord, loses 30 votes to the number 9 seed Cars at 99 votes. What was the difference there? How many did they win by?
They won by 69 votes.
69 votes. That's so good.
No, so why it's so good is it's like they just didn't win. And I think we had a huge impact last week. But
stop the slow clap. I've got to just keep the slow clap going. Guys, I'm so proud of you. So proud of you. So happy. The 1 seed goes down. Yes.
Or did
And
it-
Cars was better. Here's the thing. A High School Musical apologist is going to be just as angry as I was about Lion King versus Mission Impossible, because to me, Cars is after the first movie, there is a drop off on the quality of them, in my opinion. But I know some people thought that they kind of did make a comeback or whatever. But the fact of the matter is, it wouldn't take much to be better than High School Musical, in my opinion. So,
Exactly.
so Cars, yeah, they should win it. But anyway, I'm just super proud of the voters. Thank you.
Yeah. In my opinion, Cars only had one good movie, but that's one more than High School Musical did. So,
Yes. Yes,
so I'm happy. I really thought the youth group would not pull through with this one, but they did. They really did.
Your line was so good right there, Rylan. That is legendary right there. Oh.
All right, so next, Brandon.
Next is the number 4 seed of Home Alone, 93 votes versus the number 5 seed of Fast and the Furious. Fast and the Furious loses. They only got 36 votes. All right, so the number 3 seed of Thor, 63 votes versus the number 6 seed of Jurassic Park, 66 votes. So only a difference of 3 votes. Jurassic Park ends up winning in that one.
What do y'all think?
Well, like I said, so that's one result. So to me, that's telling, or it's a little bit telling. But then we're going to get confused later on here in a second. I'll save it all for the end. But just note, Captain America barely won, and Thor lost to Jurassic Park. I'm going to tie it all together whenever we get to the last part of the bracket. Just interesting to note there, but I would say that that's for sure a huge upset. Huge upset.
For me, Thor is not my favorite superhero out of all of them. So, so maybe for people that prefer Thor, they would be sad. But for me, Jurassic Park, well, again, the soundtrack, I would vote on that alone. But I feel like Jurassic Park was just good, and then Thor was, another Marvel movie, another Marvel series. So.
Oh yeah.
But I'm happy with this one.
All right, so the number 2 seed, Lord of the Rings, 66 votes versus the number 7 seed of Chronicles of Narnia, 63 votes. So again, only 3 votes. This one, I was so disappointed that Lord of the Rings did not get the love that it obviously, absolutely deserves.
Yeah, I agree.
Agreed. I mean, I love Chronicles of Narnia. Once again, I don't have anything against that. I kind of feel, it's the same thing as Indiana Jones versus The Dark Knight. How I really do like the series of Chronicles of Narnia, but it's just not in the same caliber as Lord of the Rings. It is a little bit disappointing, but hopefully they rebound, and it'll be interesting to see what they do against Jurassic Park next week.
I love Chronicles of Narnia for sure, and that was my vote. And for me, Lord of the Rings was really good, and obviously really good. But I loved the Hobbit series, and I think I'm really disappointed that it got out so early. I felt like the Hobbit was a better story than Lord of the Rings, personally. So I voted for Chronicles of Narnia, and I'm happy that one came through.
I would have to disagree strongly, respectfully.
The Hobbit was new. The Hobbit was, it was flashier. It was one book spread throughout 3 movies.
Which was a good idea.
Which is good idea. But, and a big but there, Lord of the Rings, it's dense, it's thick, it's rich, it's funny, it makes you scared, it makes you cry, it's adventurous, it's everything. It's wrapped into a nice tightly bow. And then Return of the King is like, there's not a weak movie. Hobbit, the 3rd movie was just kind of just like they stretched and pulled out of the material. They didn't have enough material to put into 3 movies. And so that's why if this was a debate about Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, that's a different story. But Chronicles of Narnia, they just lose traction after Prince Caspian. I mean, even that movie is a little weird. I mean, it's like like it doesn't go the distance. I would say. So, but yeah, I disagree, Rylan. Sorry.
Okay, so let's get on to the Reese's Pieces region. We're running out of time here.
Almost done, yes.
The number 1 seed, Star Wars, 116 votes versus Ice Age, the number 8 seed at 13 votes. And this is the only certified
Double fresh.
fresh
Yes.
movie this week.
90% of the voters did vote for Star Wars.
Yeah.
And so it has a double stamp of freshness.
Double stamp.
So what are the reactions, guys?
Trouncing. It's a trouncing. It's what it should have been. I mean, I love Ice Age. The first movie, once again, Ice Age is one of the ones. First one was great, and I think that it really lost. It really wasn't very good after that. But I mean, there's a lot to be said about. I mean, if we were going like the episodes 1 through 3 or episodes 7 through 9, it might be a little bit closer. But when you get put in 4 through 6, or especially like Rogue One and stuff like that, man, Ice Age didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, I definitely expected Star Wars. That's how it should have been. Star Wars is good, and then Ice Age was good, but out of all the, I think if we were comparing all of the kids animated movies like in that genre, Ice Age would be lower on the poll there. So Star Wars should have won.
All right, so the number 4 seed of Jumanji, 72 votes versus the number 12 seed Karate Kid, 57 votes. Karate Kid goes down. I'm a little disappointed in this
I love
one.
how you said goes down. Yeah. Take out the leg. Get a body bag. Right.
I'm sad.
I'm not sad. I think I think Jumanji is a solid series. I think the first movie with Robin Williams, it is my childhood. I mean, I remember going to my grandma's watching that every single time that we would go. And like I said, it is like a scary child's movie. It is exciting. And then they took that, put it into a video game, and made it funny with Kevin Hart and The Rock. And that dynamic in itself is phenomenal. It's great. And they built off of that with the technically the third movie, but the second in that storyline. And they're both great. They're hilarious. They're family movies. So Karate Kid, looking at this like century from like 2000 on, with the Jackie Chan and the Jaden Smith, it's weak compared to the rest with Mr. Miyagi.
Right.
So I think that had a lot to do with the voting.
All right, so the number 3 seed, and this is where Nate's going to tie all this up into a pretty bow for you. Number 3 seed of Iron Man, 109 votes versus the number 6 seed of Kung Fu Panda with 20 votes. Nate, let's go directly to your thoughts.
I'm sorry, it's not going to be a nice, pretty bow. I'm really, really confused here. So, okay, I don't disagree with the results. Like Captain America, yeah, should have beaten Night at the Museum. Jurassic Park beating Thor, yeah, but both of those very, very close. But then it's crazy to me that you have Avengers that is, beating a great series like Spider-Man very soundly, and then you have Iron Man crushing Kung Fu Panda. It seems. Here's what I love about this. Here's what I do love about this. It shows that the voters have strong opinion. They're able to separate the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies from each other and not seeing them as just one collective entity and every single one of them winning all the way through. It shows that they're thinking about, okay, this is whatever. And although I do think that Iron Man 2 and 3 were weaker, Iron Man 1 was one of the best of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's on top tier, just behind some of the Avengers movies, and so it's not as pretty as you'd like it to be. But I definitely love that the voters are thinking about their votes, and it's not just kind of this thing. So to me, I said it from the get-go. I said it last week, I think, that I thought that Thor and Captain America were definitely the weakest of the series, and Iron Man was one of the better of the series, and the voters, I guess, agreed with me. So I'm excited about that. But Kung Fu Panda did. I thought it should have gotten a little bit more love than it did. As much as I love Iron Man, Kung Fu Panda is a great series, and they got trounced. But the right movie won.
Yeah, that is an interesting idea. For me, just with this specific matchup, Iron Man was the obvious choice. And I never connected with Kung Fu Panda, and like I said, Iron Man is one of the best superheroes, especially with his complexity of characters. So I thought this one was obvious.
Okay. All right, and then our last one for the bracket this week is the number 2 seed Pirates, my personal favorite. I think they've got a really great shot. 88 votes versus the Bourne movies of 41 votes. So I think Pirates ended up winning on that one.
I think we're going to see the Pirates go very far, and I don't think anyone has any hate towards Pirates of the Caribbean. I think there's a couple weak movies in the franchise later, but the original 3 I think are solid, and I think because of those original 3, they'll go really, really far and take out a lot of great franchises like the Bourne, the Bourne movies.
The final 4, they're going to have to go through Iron Man and then either Star Wars or Jumanji, which I expect to be Star Wars.
Yeah, I think they're going to go through Iron Man. Honestly, I hope that they would, like you said in your your speech last time, that. You put only Iron Man up against only Pirates, and I think Pirates will come out on top. Me personally, I want them to. Sir?
I think it's closer than you think.
In my mind, it's closer than you make it out to be, but we'll see what the voters have to say.
Yeah. What do you think, Rylan?
I feel like Jason Bourne was definitely a loss, just because that was my vote. My mom and I used to always watch all those movies, and we loved them. But Pirates of the Caribbean is, a beast. So.
All right, so that completes the bracket. Again, we had some really great turnout for voters, so thank you so much for voting. So again, voting is about to go live at the end of the show tonight. Remember, only vote once. Please, no multiple votings. Families can vote all together, and then you can vote as individuals within your family, but please make sure individuals that you're only voting once to make sure that we're not tipping the scales or anything like that.
Sure.
Again, it's all up to you guys. Be wise in your votes, because it's going to either make Nate really happy or really mad, and he might break something.
He might find you.
So just letting you know.
We all live in the Fort Worth area, so we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Again, we're so excited. And so, hey guys, thank you so much for being a part of the show, and we're looking forward to what's going to happen. We'll see you guys next week.
All right, bye.
See ya.
So I recently watched Harry Potter, and I watched like the 3rd movie, and Ron is looking into Harry's teacup leaves, and he said, so there's a sunshine, and then there is, basically what he said is that you're going to be tortured, but you're going to be happy about it. And I think we get this theme in James, James is opening up, and he says, James 1 verse 2, my brothers and sisters, consider it nothing but joy when you fall into all sorts of trials. And it's kind of like this oxymoron. It's like you're going to suffer, but you're going to be happy about it. And we have this idea of what happiness is and what joy is, and you've probably heard that happiness is fleeting and joy is long term. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about what joy is. We have songs about it. I got the joy down in my heart, deep down in my heart. Spell it, Joy, down in my heart, right? And we read verses like James, and we read of the verses about how we should have joy. And joy is one of the fruits of the Spirit. But how do I actually practically live in joy? How do I actually experience joy on the daily, on the regular, especially when life's not always, peaches and cream. So we're going to look a little bit into that, right? We're going to look at people who have experienced deep, dark pain, kind of like Job. If you don't know the story of Job, Job has this moment where he has everything he's ever wanted. He has not perfect kids, but just a good life, great family. He has worldly possessions, but he also has a great relationship with God, and he prays every day, and he sacrifices for himself and for his kids, and he does everything right. He's checked off all the boxes, right? And then all of a sudden he loses everything. He loses everything, not because he's done anything wrong, not because he's cursed God, or because he's an atheist, or because he's homosexual. There's no reason for him to have lost everything. And in the midst of this, he questions God, and he actually gets to the point to where he not curses, but he just yells at God. He says, "God, what are you doing? Where are you? I don't explain this. Can you come down to me and tell me to my face why I deserve this?" And the craziest thing happens, and God shows up, and God takes Job on this virtual tour of the universe. He shows him the cosmos, is the space, everything large, and then he brings them all the way down to the tiniest little molecule, and he shows them the behemoth. He shows them the Leviathan, and he says, "Job, I am in charge of all of this. I decide when the sun rises and when the sun sets. I decide who lives, who dies, who breathes." And he never answers this question, and he just leaves Job alone. And Job doesn't know why God did that, or why God allowed that to happen. But from that moment on, I think, me personally, I believe that Job had an understanding of what joy meant. Of that we could rest assured and know and trust in God that he has us, that we're in his hands, that he's controlled us from the beginning all the way to the end. So it makes me think about this verse, Nehemiah 8:10. And it says in Nehemiah 8:10, he said to them, "Go eat delicacies and drink sweet drinks, and send portions to those whom nothing is prepared, for this day is holy and our Lord. Do not grieve, for the joy of the Lord is your strength." So he says, go, drink, be merry, be happy, eat. And in fact, make food and drink for people who don't have anything. And know that today is holy, for the joy of the Lord is our strength. And there's tons of verses that talk about make my joy complete, make God's joy complete, make Paul completed joy, what that means. And so, yes, I think those definitions of happiness and joy are true, where happiness is a short-term joy, and joy is a state of being. But I think when we truly have true joy is when we trust in God, is when we know that whatever coronavirus, whatever graduation scheme, whatever happens to college, whatever the future looks like, or whatever the present is right now, that we can have a joy knowing that we are cared for, that we are loved by, and we are taken care of by God. That the same God that showed Job that he runs this universe, that he is in control, that he is in charge. So tonight I want us to take a challenge, to take a vow to choose joy, to choose a life and understanding that God is in control, and we worship that God, and we have a relationship with that God. We pray to that God. We sing to that God. And once we choose joy, once we kind of let go, I think it'll help our anxieties a little bit. I think it'll help us understand, get perspective of what the cosmos is actually happening, and how choosing joy means that whatever happens, God has me. So I want to close this out in a prayer tonight, and I want us to ask God to help us to experience joy more. And what that means is that I think God's going to give us opportunities to, instead of choosing the things that we want to, that we can choose joy in that moment. So let's pray. Dear Father, I thank you for your joy that you give us and that we have strength in your joy, Lord. I thank you that joy is a fruit of the Spirit, that when we partake of that joy and when we participate in that joy, that we grow spiritually, Lord. I thank you for your Son who died on the cross and for your love, your mercy, and your grace and how we experience those in so many ways. Lord, I pray that the people that are hearing this, they know that you have their back, that they know that we are in your hands, Lord. I pray that they choose joy, and I pray that they choose you. It's your name that we pray. Amen. So tonight we have an opportunity. I think we have, if you want to know more about that joy that we have, if you want to know more about Jesus and how we have access to that joy, text me or Brandon. Put me in the live chat. Say, hey, I want to know more about this. Ask about it, okay? So you know what that joy is. I'm glad you guys are here tonight. I think we have a game next.
Ethan, thank you so much for that message. I really appreciate that. So we're going to play a game before we end tonight called Super Bowl. So Ethan, you might need to know this, and this is very important for our viewers as well.
Yes.
That in order for you to be regular by going to the bathroom, you need to consume fiber.
Fiber optics.
Fiber. No, not fiber optics. That would hurt. Fiber is so important to your diet. This is a live show. It's okay.
So this is about poop.
Yep. So no, it's not about poop.
It's about what makes you poop.
It's about fibery foods. So we're gonna decide or guess which one has the fibery foods. And you know what? Why don't we make this a little more interesting?
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Whoever gets it wrong gets a ping pong.
Oh, like sting pong?
We're not
gonna hit my belly?
No. Put your shirt down.
What about my arm?
Just
Not on the forehead.
Just a little. I'm not gonna throw it hard. You might.
I'm gonna try and throw it hard.
So a little
We're
throw
good. We're good.
to the head. Maybe it will hurt just a little bit.
Okay.
All right. So here's the first one. There's the instructions because we just went through that. We always do
Can
that.
you identify which
Okay. So
I think we know the answer to this
which one? Yeah, we already looked at this one. But which one has more fiber? Is it a Fiber One bar or a bran muffin?
So Fiber One bar is made for fiber.
It is. Its genuine purpose.
It's got fiber in it. It has fiber in the name.
In the name. Chewy bars.
But look how fibery that. Look how cardboardy that looks. The bran muffin. Don't make bran muffins, grandmas and moms.
Don't
do
All right. So
I'm gonna choose the Fiber One.
Fiber One because we saw this one already.
Yeah.
So the correct answer is, in fact, if I can get my thing to work, it is 9 grams per serving for the Fiber One.
Colon
Cleansed.
I need to take one of those. I need to eat one of those. But okay, let's keep going.
All right.
Broccoli versus.
So we have no idea of these.
Broccoli versus black beans.
Which one has the
most fiber?
Fiber
Per grams?
Yes, per grams. I'm gonna say the beans.
I want to say beans too, but we have to. I think we need to pick opposites.
No.
Okay, cool.
If you get it right, you don't get thrown in the face.
Yeah.
If you both get it,
and then we both throw it at. Okay, cool.
Sure.
Cool. Yeah. So let's do black beans.
Black beans.
Black beans.
Here we go. Most fiber.
What do y'all think?
Oh. Hey, it's 15 grams per serving.
You know what they say? Beans, the magical fruit.
Big summer blowout.
Big summer blowout.
Oh yeah.
The more you eat,
my gosh.
the more you'll toot. They're good for your heart.
All right. I don't even know what this is.
That's cereal.
Cereal.
Fiber cereal.
Cashy?
It literally says 13 grams of fiber on the box.
It does.
And then
is that cashy? Is that how you say it?
I don't eat that.
Cashy cereal or an avocado?
Kashi.
Kashi.
And it's an avocado. Thanks. Do you know that vine?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. What do you think?
That's nice. I think.
Wait, how much was the last one?
Man-made versus God. I think God knew what he was doing making the avocado. That avocado is a super fruit. And I'm going to go with the avocado.
Okay, I'm going to go with Kashi because I don't think an avocado has more than 13 grams of fiber.
Let's see. The correct answer is
Whoa, 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 whoa! It says 10 grams, baby, but the box said 13.
Don't know.
He had my glasses. If you break my glasses, you have to buy me new ones.
No deal.
But you
Choo
can
choo,
choose.
all aboard the fiber
Fiber
train.
train.
Yes, I love it. All right, next one. Blackberries versus corn.
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 Get that corn out of my face.
Corn.
Get that corn out of my face.
All right, I'm going to go with that corn.
I'm going to go with blackberries.
Okay. Correct
Yeah.
answer is... It's blackberries. Oh, gosh.
The bowl blaster. Oh, it's over there. I get you right. I got you right there.
Next one.
All right, next one. We have oatmeal versus a pear.
Ooh.
A pear of what? Of socks.
No, a fruit.
A pair of fruits?
Okay.
Oh, that's one pear.
This might be TMI.
What would you call a pair of pears? A pair of pear?
What? I don't... Stop. Oatmeal.
TMI. Why is it TMI?
I always have...
Oatmeal in the morning and then
No.
you poop? after
No.
you-
No.
Oh.
But every time that I do have oatmeal, I'm quite regular, so...
I want to say it's a pear because
I'm gonna say
I
oatmeal.
feel like fruit doesn't get enough credit when it comes to fiber.
All right, the correct answer is... It's a pear. Dang it.
A pear of what? Oh, it keeps going over there.
Next one.
It says 2 more than oatmeal. Next one. Okay. Oh, crap. Okay, sorry. I said crap. Wait.
Don't say crap.
I skipped that one. I know the answer to that one. Try not to look at it.
Okay.
Okay, so next one. Artichoke versus sunflower seeds. What do you think? I don't think sunflower seeds have that much fiber in them.
It's got to be artichoke.
Yeah, I eat sunflower seeds all the time. Baseball players eat sunflower seeds, and they don't have to poop all the time.
They've got
Yeah.
9 innings. They've got to
Yeah, 9 innings.
Endure.
So I think artichoke makes sense.
artichoke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick sunflower seeds though. Okay,
Okay.
all right. So that way it's interesting.
Yes! 7 grams of fiber, intestinal power washer, the artichoke.
You gotta hit my head.
Next one!
Next one. So then we have white beans and wheat bran. Wheat bran or white beans? I think beans are for the win, dude.
Dude.
Yeah, I mean, I think that song, "The Good for Your Heart," the more you eat, the more you'll fart. You know?
I'm going to go with wheat bran.
I'm gonna go with beans.
All right. Correct answer.
Beans make her dance.
Just
Beans
hit,
make her dance.
Just hit next.
Okay.
Correct answer is beans. You're right. Beans. Ow.
Yeah, I guess that's not as cool, but so next we have Brussels sprouts and raspberries.
Brussels sprouts and raspberries. What do you think in the chat? I don't know.
I'm trying not to. I can still see these.
You can still see it?
Yeah, I'm trying not to.
Oh, I'm going to go with raspberries.
I'm gonna go with Brussels sprouts because they make asparagus makes your pee smell weird. So I guess Brussels sprouts
No, stop.
is gonna make you poop.
No.
So, all right. All right. Next. There we go.
Yeah!
I saw the answer and I gave up. All right. Okay. Next one is frosted mini wheats or a carrot. A carrot.
12 grams of fiber. Is that what that
but
says?
those box lies because the other one said 13 and it lost.
I think
to
that
10.
says 12 grams of fiber.
Yeah, per
serving? That's a lot.
serving, but we're talking about grams fiber per gram. So you get a gram of a frosted mini wheat or a gram of a carrot. How many of that
Frosted
is?
mini wheats.
I'm thinking carrot. Ready?
Yep. Oh, why'd you block it?
I almost caught it.
Cheater! Who knew colon health could taste so good?
Yeah, it is strawberry. All right, that is it for
Yes!
Does It Poop?
Super Bowl!
Super Bowl.
Hey, that's the end
Yeah,
of Youth Night Live. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight.
That's a great episode.
It was a
We're
good
really glad that
episode.
you guys were here. And we want to wrap up some stuff. I think first is the birthdays.
Birthdays.
And also, if I forget your birthday from West Hill, y'all tell me. I want to know when your birthday is. I have a list of them, but I think some people aren't on there. So,
All right.
as far as I know, I have one. Caitlin Maxwell.
Caitlin.
She turned 18 this
Happy
week.
birthday.
So happy birthday, Caitlin. If you're watching, that's great.
All right, so I have Holden Monroe. Happy birthday, buddy. Autumn Grady, happy birthday. Kelsey and Quincy Martin, the twins, happy birthday to all of you. Nathan Oviedo, happy birthday. And Reese Millette, happy birthday to you, Reese. So some good,
Yeah,
so a
that's
lot
great.
of birthdays there.
So, happy birthday to everyone. We hope that you have a great birthday.
Yep.
Also, we want to extend an invitation of prayer requests. I think it's youth area.
The youth area.
The youth area.
TheYouthArea.com.
.com /
/ prayer.
I should have let Brandon just say that one.
TheYouthArea.com / prayer. It's an anonymous prayer portal that you can put a prayer request into, and we would love to pray for you.
Absolutely.
Also, don't forget, Pleasant Ridge students, that we're meeting. So every single week, we're getting each class together, one class per week, and we're providing free Sonic drinks for you. So coming up this next week will be our sophomores. So if you are a sophomore, not incoming sophomores, but if you are a sophomore about to be a junior, you're next on the list. So send me your Sonic drinks, and we'll kind of get a date together of when we can make it work, and we'll meet out here in the parking lot at Pleasant Ridge. So
Awesome.
Do you have a Zoom meeting this week?
I do have a Zoom meeting this week. Zoom meeting at 6 o'clock on Sundays. We are also meeting at our church. So this weekend is graduation. So
You're at the ballpark, right?
at the ballpark
Cool.
in Arlington, and then next week is the senior Sunday. So,
Awesome.
So we're real excited about that. And then we have incentives, right?
Yep.
So for those of you who were in the chat,
Yep, thank you for being active in the chat.
Very, thank you.
Micah
Very much
Myers, I'm
thanks.
bringing you some lunch. So if you will just text me what you want and when you want it. Let's pick Friday, if that's okay with you, buddy. Friday would be a good day for me. So Friday, just tell me what you want, where you want it from, and I will come bring it to you, or we can meet halfway since you live really far away from me. So,
Robbie Hernandez.
Robbie.
He won the gift card. So thank you for being active in the chat.
Yeah.
We're glad that you guys are here. So do you want to close that in a prayer, or I don't know. We don't do that. So we don't close that in a prayer.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for being here.
We don't know what we're doing.
We're